'cause I'll be by your side wherever you fall in the dead of night. Whenever
There's a couple lines in By Your Side that to me really encapsulate the whole song. One is in the second verse. It says, "Why are you looking for love? Why are you still searching as if I'm not enough? To where will you go, child? To where will you run?" And in the last verse it says, "Look at these hands in my side. They swallowed the grave on that night when I took the world's sin so that I could carry you in and give you life." And so By Your Side is just a call to anyone who's struggling, anyone who's fighting against God, thinking that they have to work to earn it. And it's calling them to stop looking at what you can do for God and fix your gaze upon what God has done for you. And let that motivate you to love Him back. You know, we love because He first loved us.
love is here, love is now.
Love Is Here is a song that was written in response to frustration of just hearing kid after kid after kid and adult after adult after adult just saying, you know, I would know that God loves me if, and fill in the blank with whatever, but we run a dangerous game when we start asking God to prove things that He's already proven. Romans 5:8 says, God demonstrates, present tense, His love. How? While we were still sinners, Christ died, past tense, died for us. And basically what that verse is saying is, look, God is proving His love for you today. How? Christ died on the cross. And our responsibility is to simply fix our eyes on Jesus. Love is here. Everything we're longing for, whether we would say it this way or not, is really Jesus. Our hearts are made for Him, and our hearts are restless until they rest in Him. That's what St. Augustine said. And so that song is just a call to anyone everywhere that the thing you want is here. His name is Jesus.
You're my beloved lover.
The Bible is filled with wedding metaphor. It's filled with, when it talks about Christ and His church, it uses the analogy of a husband and a wife. In fact, you could even argue that the reason marriage exists is to point to the greater reality of Christ and the church. And interestingly enough, over and over and over, Christ calls the church not just His wife, but His wayward wife. In Hosea, in Isaiah. So I sat there and I was thinking one day and I thought, I wonder what it would sound like if Christ gave His wedding vows to me as His church, as His bride, and what those would sound like. So beloved is just Jesus making vows to a wayward wife. And the beautiful thing about Jesus is that when you're His bride, divorce is not an option. And over and over and over, I wrote that song several years ago, and over and over, it just comes back. These stories of people who just said, I was laying on my floor and just crying and listening to that song, and for the first time really believed that God loves me, that He can love me.
I give you all of me, for all you are, here I am. Take me.
I wrote the chorus of You Are during a worship time at a little house worship gathering. And I sang this epic chorus. It was, I give you all of me, for all you are, here I am, take me apart. Which isn't a reference to amputation. It's just a metaphor. And I just started thinking, I was like, man, that is an epic prayer. How in the world am I going to set up that prayer so that it can actually be an honest moment? And I thought, I give you all of me for all you are. And so I thought, well, who is God? And so the rest of the song is just saying, this is who God is, and in light of that reality, do whatever you want with me. Because the more I believe that God is who He says He is, the more eager I will be to come to Him and say, do whatever you want, because I believe His hands. That a caring father will never cause his child a needless tear.